Welcome. My name is Ben Fowler. I'm the EMEA Google Cloud Business Manager here at TD SYNNEX, and I'm joined by Alex Warren from Google. In this session, we'll be discussing the fantastic ChromeOS solution and how TD SYNNEX and Google can help you and your customers become greener, safer, and more cost efficient. So, Alex, over to you to kick off the session.
Thank you so much, Ben. So today I want to talk about sustainability and how we can use Chrome to drive more sustainable impact into customers. Now, I want to give you really an overview into Google's goals and also focus on how IT and user computing can really make a big impact on sustainability. I also want to follow up with some security elements and also what is the value add of actually working with TD SYNNEX and Google. What can it do for you? What can it do for your customers and their business? So first, let's take a look at Google's purpose as a company. So at Google, we build technology. That's what we do. However, we build tech that can help people do more for the planet. Now at Google, our operating system really is based around an environmentally sustainable way. And this has been a core value all the way back to when the company first started. Now, we do think there's a lot to be proud of. However, there's also a lot more important work to do.
And what are some of the things Google's doing then to drive further sustainability, Alex?
Well, with increasing pressures from governments and other agencies on hitting those green standards, we've actually set ourselves a very ambitious goal that by 2030, every email you send, every time you search, every video that you watch on YouTube, really every time you use Google, our cloud should be completely carbon free. Now we're about 2/3 of the way there and we're currently planning on how to get past that line. But of course, this is no easy task. Now we've already got several data centers that are already running carbon free at over 90% of the time. But it's the ambitious goal that's important to us because it's forcing us to be innovative and also work better with our suppliers. Now with ChromeOS, we're bringing to market a modern cloud-first computing experience that can not only empower employees to work better, but also to work smarter and to work safer. But above all, we're helping organizations lower their overall carbon footprint. Now, when it comes to using a Chromebook, ChromeOS actually runs on the cleanest cloud in the industry, Google Cloud. And as mentioned, it's a cloud-first platform. When it comes to manufacturing, ChromeOS devices are absolutely built with sustainability in mind. So to give you a few examples of this, the HP Elite Dragonfly Chromebook, this device is built with recycled materials across the entire device. The Acer Vero Chromebooks, they use 30% PCR plastics in the chassis and the screen bezel, as well as utilizing recycled paper and cardboard for their packaging purposes. Other OEMs actually build devices with green principles, incorporate sustainable materials, and also responsible manufacturing processes within that supply chain. Now back to Chromebooks. They typically use 46% less energy compared to other laptops on the market, which naturally can reduce that overall carbon footprint. And with Chromebooks power management capabilities, they offer efficient charging, low power load states, and also optimized device performance.
That's a fantastic energy saving stat, but what's the typical battery life of a Chromebook then?
Well, for a Chromebook to be classified as a Chromebook, they have to have between an 8 to 12 hour battery life. And this is a standard. And I can say on my that I use, I'm getting a good 9 to 10 hours of battery life. Now, it's not just the individual device where we can reduce our overall carbon footprint. Chromebooks themselves are designed to be shareable in mind, so whether that's sharing between multiple users across a variety of different use cases, this can also result in fewer resources and equipment requirements, which obviously result in waste minimization.
Nice. So what impact does end-user computing devices have on the environment then?
Well, this is a really good question, Ben. So end-user devices generate only 1% of the greenhouse gases on the planet. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but given the scale which they're being manufactured and consumed, moving that needle can make a real difference. Now, to put this into perspective, that 1% is equal to 556 million tons of greenhouse gas emissions. It's pretty staggering, right? But to offset this carbon footprint, we would need a forest 4 times the size of France. Now, a few things to add to this is that this doesn't include any work travel emissions or even the power needed to charge up those devices. So in reality, the overall carbon footprint could be much, much higher. Now, as mentioned earlier, Chromebooks really do reflect our commitment to sustainability. So Chromebooks themselves, they're built to last. They're built with durable features such as spill-proof keyboards, scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass, to name but a few. But you can really get the most out of your investment with a long device lifespan. Plus, you get up to 10 years of automatic updates. Schools and enterprise organizations, they can also convert legacy devices to ChromeOS, utilizing ChromeOS Flex, which can help minimize e-waste. A little bit more to come on that particular subject.
This all sounds great, but surely going green means higher costs, right?
Well, here's a great thing, Ben. So having a more sustainable approach doesn't mean you actually have to spend more money. Now, this is obviously really relevant at the moment due to the ongoing financial crisis that pretty much we're all facing right now. Now, with Chromebooks themselves, there's a total cost of ownership which is 57% lower than our competitors over a typical 3-year period. So lower upfront costs lets customers and organizations use their budget elsewhere. And also, there's no additional licenses or investment because ChromeOS is cloud-based. Now, typically, organizations that switch to cloud-based products like Google Workspace have reported reductions in IT energy use and also carbon emissions by up to 87%. And organizations using Gmail can actually reduce their greenhouse gas emissions impact of its email service by up to 98% compared to running email on an on-premise server. So whether anyone is using Google at home or part of an organization, running Google Cloud or Google Workspace, all of our products are carbon neutral.
And what if a customer has no budget for new devices?
Well, this is really where ChromeOS Flex comes into play. So, as I said, businesses and schools, they can re-energize their fleet by utilizing a more modern, more secure operating system. So this is where ChromeOS Flex can come in, transform your old Windows 10 devices or your old Mac devices to a cloud-first operating system. So all of your devices, Mac, PC, new or old, these can all run ChromeOS on a unified teaching and learning experience, or maybe even converting for specific business needs such as kiosk or digital signage. Now, the way we do this is simple, okay? You simply download ChromeOS Flex at zero charge and you install that onto the device. Now, the only cost or additional cost needed would be investing in a Chrome Education or a Chrome Enterprise upgrade. And this is what unlocks the management and also helps you deploy your fleet at scale. Now, having this cloud-based fleet with ChromeOS Flex, it enables automatic updates in the background, improved up-to-date security on devices that typically have reached their end of life, but it also frees up IT funds and staff time at the same time. And just a few further savings as well. So with ChromeOS Flex, you can achieve up to 96% saving compared to actually purchasing a new Windows device. So not just saving money, but you can also meet your sustainability goals with the reduction of emissions by up to 80% and also 100% reduction in e-waste because you're converting that old device, you're not buying anything new.
And what does this look like in real terms then, Alex?
Well, to paint a story of real gravity, so if we say transitioning 10,000 devices to ChromeOS Flex, this can actually result in a saving of up to 9.3 million fossil fuels worth of emissions, or 40 years of household power, or even up to 167 couches weight of e-waste saved in just 1 year. So hopefully you're feeling that sustainability buzz right now. If you are, you're certainly not alone. The emphasis on sustainability has led to more than a third of global business leaders committing to net zero targets by 2050. Now, despite articulating plans to shift to a more sustainable business models and practices, these leaders are still struggling when it comes to actually translating those commitments into action. Over 90% of leaders are facing significant barriers when it comes to implementing their sustainability changes. And these barriers typically arise from the connection to the broader supply chain and also the ecosystem. However, supply chain and partner struggles, they really don't need to keep your business from meeting those sustainability goals. While you or your customers may not actually have control over the actions of the ecosystem partners right now, you can choose to engage with companies like Google, like TD SYNNEX, that will match your business dedication to sustainability. And really, there's no better time to start than now.
So it's great news that businesses can change their environmental impact and actually save money in the process, right? But surely that means other areas would have to suffer, maybe less secure.
Well, before I answer your question, let me just give you a lay of the land, okay? So in 2021, there was nearly a 30% increase in cyber attacks on education organizations around the globe, okay? This wasn't limited to just large schools. In 2022, over 40% of primary schools and 70% of secondary schools identified security breaches in their systems, and this was much, much higher than the years before. And typically 6 out of every 10 higher education institutes report security breaches or attacks at least weekly. And a majority of these institutions experience some negative outcome, be it a loss of money or even a data breach. So don't wait until that breach actually happens before you find the right security solution in place. Now, Google keeps more people safe online than anyone else in the world. Each and every day, there are 100 million phishing attempts blocked by Gmail. Each and every week, there's 30,000 unsafe websites that are identified by Google. So security really is one of the most important focus areas when it comes to Chrome hardware and the operating system. And by choosing to go with ChromeOS or a ChromeOS Flex option, yes, you can save money. Yes, it does reduce your overall carbon footprint. But a long-winded point to your question, Ben, security is no less efficient. You know, it's really focused on within that ChromeOS ecosystem. And to just give you a quick little flavor, a little insight into some of those processes. So ChromeOS itself is a read-only operating system, and it doesn't allow any installed apps or extensions to modify it. Every application you run, every tab you have open is running in a sandbox. So even if there was something malicious, it has no way to get to the rest of your network or your system. There is a really, really extensive review process for all apps and extensions before being installed. And a low on-device footprint means that there's less data at risk of attack. So really, what does this all amount to? Well, to date, we've never had a successful ransomware attack on ChromeOS. Now, in addition to 0 reported ransomware attacks, ChromeOS is also the safer operating system. Now, malware itself, it can enter devices in many different form factors. However, Chrome has been the only operating system that has stopped all threats from executional files and documents. And in addition, ChromeOS has 98% fewer vulnerabilities compared to your traditional Windows device. Now, this was a study that was done over a 9-year span. It found Windows had 2,500 vulnerabilities compared to ChromeOS with only 45.
Wow, this is really impressive. Now, there's a lot of information that you've run through. Are you able to summarize 3 key points as to why customers should be interested in ChromeOS for our partners?
Well, that's a challenge. Okay. So firstly, ChromeOS is absolutely committed to sustainability. The devices themselves are built to last longer, to be more shareable. And with the fact of utilizing ChromeOS Flex, you can reduce your e-waste. And I guess the last point would be going for a cloud-first ChromeOS solution. It can save you money.
Great. That's great that customers can save all that money as well. Now I want to tell partners how they can also make money while helping keep their customers secure and meeting sustainability targets. So by partnering with TD SYNNEX, partners get discounts on all Chromebook devices and the ChromeOS management licenses for the devices for their customers. Outside of these discounts, there are lots of other ways we can support partners as well. We have 4 key areas that we support partners. Firstly, we have the learn area. So this is where we can actually help partners we can help upskill partners to improve their product knowledge, where it could be technical, it could be sales, it could be both. But we're really here to make sure that partners are really knowledgeable on the products they sell. So, if they're lacking knowledge on ChromeOS and Chromebooks, we have teams that can really help improve that knowledge so they can go out to their customer base and really feel confident selling it. In the second area, which is the solve area, we have finance. So we can help our customers with credit lines, generous payment terms, and partners can even request device as a service for their customers. What is device as a service? Well, device as a service essentially means that if a partner and customer prefer to pay monthly for their devices, we can actually set up this contract with partners. So, this matches the monthly subscription model that most businesses now prefer to use, and it matches Google's monthly subscription models for products like the ChromeOS management licenses, Google Workspace, and other SaaS products. So if your customers wanted to pay one monthly fee and bundle everything together, we're here to help you with that. Then we have the multi-cloud and softwares. So we have access to a very large cloud and software portfolio, and partners can seamlessly integrate different ISVs and vendors with Google Cloud and ChromeOS. And we also have our Center of Excellence. So our Center of Excellence and technical advocates are our team of engineers who can basically help partners with all pre-sales questions. They can help build proof of concepts with partners, as well as support them with training and demos towards their customers. And they can also help with white label professional services. So if you have limited technical capabilities on Google, no problem. Let our experienced team do the professional services for you at a low cost, leaving you more time to focus on sales, while also making some margin on the services that you are white labeling to your customers. It's a win-win. Marketplaces. We have a few marketplaces that our partners can use, a couple of platforms depending on the product, and this can help streamline purchasing, lifecycle management, and billing processes. And all are completely independent and self-serve for partners. And then again, in the Evolve area, we have the business and marketing support. So here we can help you with the right, find the right business plan and marketing plan to basically accelerate your time to market with Google and find the right product solutions for your customers. We can also support you with lead generation and out-of-the-box marketing campaigns. And lastly, the heart of our Google business is our dedicated local teams. So we have a dedicated team in each country, and they're ready to support all our partners and guide them and educate them, especially in local language. So this is really the heart of our Google business. So thank you, Alex, for joining me on this webinar today. It's been a real pleasure to hear how much value Google Chrome can bring to its customers and partners.
Thank you so much, Bennett. It was all my pleasure, and it's absolutely great that we can foster this partnership that we have between TD SYNNEX and Google.
And as a partner, if you'd like to know more or on board to start selling ChromeOS, please contact your local Google sales teams at TD SYNNEX or contact us on the email you see on your screen. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this session, and let's work together to help make the world a greener place.